we're here in the front of your new truck. There's a couple things I want to point out on the left-hand side before we move the camera in here so you can see some of the things going on inside the dash area. So first things first, when you go to enter the vehicle and you go to start the vehicle, if I tried to turn the key right now, it would not start. And the reason being, down here to the left of my seat is a battery disconnect, and it is labeled chassis battery switch. If that switch is not on, nothing up in this front area works. So you see some of these little lights up here. These run off a separate system. They're running off the auxiliary system, but you can see I have no power on anything else. I can try to turn my headlights on, nothing happens. And the reason being, make sure you turn this disconnect switch on to the on position. Now it is a big red disconnect that says off and on, and it's labeled. It does have a little locking tab if you feel like locking it and don't want people to have access to starting the vehicle. There is a little tab on it that you can put a little padlock through. So I'm going to turn that to the right. You'll know that, of course, you did the right thing. There is a bright green light that if you cover it a little bit, you can see that it says battery on. It's very, very bright, and that indicates that your actual chassis is now powered and ready for you to basically start the thing and get it warmed up. Now, a couple little things I'm going to point over on this left-hand side, like I said, just so we can get them out of the way before I move the camera in. So starting on the left-hand side, on your actual door itself, you will see 4 little arrows and a left and right arrow. That is, of course, to adjust your mirrors. It is only for the upper mirrors. The lower ones, you have to use your hand and press with your thumbs. So if they're not adjusted, please adjust them before you drive. Otherwise, of course, it's extremely dangerous. Also on the actual door panel, you'll see a button that is labeled door, and it is a lock and unlock. Your window controls are over here, and you have a window lock for the passenger side if you want to. Also right here on the actual driver's door. There are a few more switches over here that I'm going to just point out. One says mirror. It of course is your mirror heat. There is a lamp check. If you press that, it will a lot of times turn on different lights around the outside of the vehicle, like your flashers, your headlights, so that you can make sure that the bulbs are actually working. You have off, and it looks like 2 lights aimed left and right, and then a singular light kind of aimed down at a slant. If I turn it to the first position, that is going to be our marker lights. It's going to turn on the amber lights around the vehicle. If I push it one more, that's going to be your headlights. Now, there is no auto off on the actual headlights themselves. Technically, if I turn the disconnect off, it will kill them, but you should always remember to turn these off when they're not in use. So if you're parked at an incident and you have your headlights on, your GPS plugged in, your phone plugged in, you are going to use more voltage than the actual generator back in the rear area is putting towards these chassis batteries. So you're technically draining the system. So anytime that you're not actually driving the vehicle or using the vehicle, or the vehicle's not running, turn off as many things as you possibly can and unplug anything that you may have plugged in. Next to that is a very simple switch that says panel up and down. That is your panel dim and bright switch. That's all it does. Press and hold it one way or the other, push it, and it will dim and brighten your dash. Now the steering wheel that is currently in front of me is a tilt steering wheel. So if I pull on this little plaque, it's a smooth handled lever right there. Pull on that, pull it down, it will adjust the angle of the steering wheel. Just release it where you want it, and that's all there is to that. Now just make sure you don't do that when you're driving down the road, of course. Nothing like having a completely loose steering wheel when you're trying to drive the vehicle. It's extremely dangerous. That is it on this side. I'm going to pause it for a second and move it to the inside.